My name's Blake Jeffries, and did you know that Disney World is the #1 firework buyer in the world? What is a firework? Fireworks are controlled explosions that combine various chemical components to create visual displays in the sky. The first firework that was created was in 200 BC, and it was created in China. And they got their idea because in the Tang Dynasty in 618 to 907 AD, bamboo was thrown into a fire one day, and that bamboo that was thrown into the fire created an explosion, very small explosion, because there was an air pocket that is in bamboo. The idea was then brought upon that if gunpowder was mixed in with the bamboo, and it was closed off, and a fuse was put inside of it, and then lit, that it would create a bigger boom, which they were correct about. And so that gave China their idea of the first firework, and whenever they were successful with it, they then used that to ward off evil spirits. The benefits. So fireworks are used for celebrations. So China used them to celebrate by warding off evil spirits. But now fireworks are used to celebrate weddings, festivals, and holidays, just like the 4th of July. The engineering behind fireworks. So due to the information we have now on the pollution of fireworks, engineers are trying to come up with a few ideas. One idea is using nitrogen oxidizer over perchlorates to prevent contamination to the earth after the firework goes off. The second idea is that drone light shows over actual fireworks, because drone lights are electronically controlled, so they don't give off any pollution, and the drone lights are used to simulate a firework themselves. The negatives behind fireworks. So fireworks have an impact to the wildlife as well. So a few of the issues are birds. So explosions from the firework can be so loud that it actually frightens birds to death. The wildlife, so other wildlife like raccoons and deer, they may leave or abandon their nests or their dens, and that is an issue because if they have babies in their nests or their dens, then they're leaving their children behind. The sea life is affected because whenever the leftover debris from a firework gets into water, it then contaminates the water. And then whenever fish consume that, or it's just consumed through the water, not just their food, it contaminates them, which then causes health issues or even death. Companion animals may try to escape their homes or flee from wherever they're at currently to get away from the sound of the fireworks. And humans, it has an impact on the people that have served our country because it could trigger a side of PTSD. Now, health issues that firework pollution can cause. It's harmful because it gives matter off into the air. It is toxic metals such as aluminum, magnesium, and cadmium. And these can cause health risks like ammonia and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and can exacerbate respiratory problems. And each year, 60,000 metric tons of CO2 are given off into the air in our ecosystem due to fireworks. So a further look into the future. Experts' opinions on fireworks. Experts are doing a deeper dive into fireworks that are aside from the negative parts that firework has on our ecosystem, because fireworks also cause injury, and each year at least 1,000 people lose fingers and even hands. They also suffer from injuries like losing their hearing or vision from some fireworks, which then leads us to the social impact. Because fireworks bring people together as a whole for celebrations, and just like the 4th of July, where it's a bunch of people that show up to public events to see the fireworks, they're looking into see if doing the drone shows over the fireworks, if that would have an impact on people's preference on the celebration of holidays, and how Disney World has special nights where they blast off thousands of fireworks. If they would sell less tickets for that if they were using drones over actual fireworks. The reactants for combustion of fireworks. So to get your color red, strontium carbonate, which is SrCO3, is used. For the color green, to produce that, it is BaCl2, which is barium chloride. For the color blue, it is copper chloride, so CuCl. And sodium, which is NaNO3, which yields off yellow. And according to Fireworks Forever, the colors are produced by different wavelengths and explosion impact. So, fun facts. The loud bang let off by some fireworks is actually a mini sonic boom, which sometimes breaks the sound barrier. And firework engineers are called pyrotechnicians, and their job is so big that they have to undergo special schooling because they create the firework and the ideas for the fireworks. So if they are made incorrectly before being or after being put out into the market, it can cause injuries to people, which then falls back on them. So in conclusion, fireworks started off by a piece of bamboo that was thrown into a fire. And then the idea was struck that what happens if gunpowder and a fuse is put into that bamboo and it's lit off. That idea then caused China to attempt to make fireworks that give off sparkles and colors, which then led to their celebration uses of warding off evil spirits. And then in America, we now use our celebration of fireworks as a way to come together and celebrate holidays, festivals, and special events like weddings, or even just a nice, wonderful night at Disney World. And as we look farther into the future, we are unsure of the impact that fireworks will have on us due to drone light shows being an idea, or if nitrogen oxidizer being used more over perchlorates to prevent contamination into the soil and the earth, which causes crops to die, and negative impacts, if that would be a better alternative. And these are my references.